put in that position. Marcel from Indiana, what is the latest on Sting and WWE? If he signs with them, how would you use him to build to WrestleMania 30? Here is the update on Sting, and this actually comes from the Figure 4 newsletter, which went up at the end of the week. Latest update is that Sting has not yet signed with WWE, but is expected to. It's almost a foregone conclusion that he'll sign some kind of deal, whether it's a Legends deal or an actual wrestler contract, that I don't know. But he's probably coming in, and it sounds like the role for him may be Raw General Manager, which I could see. I could see that, and I'd be okay with that. I would let him make a debut cameo, though, at WrestleMania, instead of just putting him on Raw as the new GM one week. Like, I could see them doing that maybe even on Raw the night after the Elimination Chamber. Get Brad Maddox bounced out of there, and I don't know if the Authority would install him. I don't know what the logic behind how he becomes the GM, if that's the direction you go in. I'm sure they're going to want to make that Raw on the 24th, the special one, because that's the night the network launches. They want all eyes on that show. So don't be surprised if Hulk Hogan pops up that night for the first time. Sting could very well pop up as well. But I would let him make a debut cameo at WrestleMania. I would hate not to announce him for the show in advance if you've already got him signed, but we get so few of those shock moments. And if he's not wrestling, and Sting may not wrestle at WrestleMania this year. It is not a foregone conclusion that Sting, if he comes in, is going to have a match at WrestleMania 30. He's not wrestling The Undertaker. Undertaker and Brock is the match. I would be very surprised at this late stage if they change their mind on that. And look, anything's possible. Anything can happen. But I would be shocked. So he's not wrestling Undertaker. If they do Undertaker and Brock, why not do a deal where they're having a match, Brock kicks out of the tombstone. Undertaker, no matter what he does, can't put him away. He's too big, he's too mean, Undertaker's too old. So suddenly there's doubt, he can't do it, the streak may end. Brock is just destroying him now, like he did Big Show. He's got a chair, he's laying into him with chair shots, provided that it's a no DQ match. I think all Brock Lesnar matches should be no DQ, by the way. So he's about to finish him off, and that's when the lights go out. And when the lights, and you let it simmer for a little bit, and when the lights come back on, there's Sting in his face paint, trench coat, baseball bat in hand. Because that's the only way Sting's ever going to beat up Brock Lesnar is with the help of a baseball bat. So he gets a few shots in on Brock with the bat. Brock stumbles, maybe into another tombstone. 1, 2, 3. Undertaker wins. The streak survives another year. And then after the match, you could have this tense stare down between the two of them. Sting still has the bat in hand, but instead of using it, he extends his hand. Undertaker accepts, and Sting leaves and lets Undertaker celebrate. And if you want to use that as the impetus for an eventual Sting-Undertaker match, fine. I just don't think it's happening at this point. I don't think it's happening this year. I don't think it's happening next year. I know some people are just never going to let that dream go. They're going to harp on it. And I guarantee you, I call it right now, if Sting comes into WWE to do anything other than face The Undertaker, if he comes in as the Raw GM, you're going to have a ton of people, I'm so disappointed. WWE is so stupid. They suck. Why wouldn't they give us the Undertaker match? Well, because Undertaker's got plans, and Undertaker is old. And so is Sting. Sting can go with the right opponent. I wouldn't hate on a Sting-Undertaker match. It would certainly be a big-time match, but I'm not going to hate on WWE if they don't make it. But believe me, you'll have a ton of people complaining. I can hear them now. I can already hear the complaints, and it hasn't even happened yet. But that's one idea that you could do where it would get people excited. It would be some interaction between Undertaker and Sting. Undertaker only comes around for WrestleMania, so when the hell else are you going to do an angle with them? It would have to be a WrestleMania. There was actually talk when Sting was in discussions with WWE. He's been in discussions with them a few times. He was in discussions with them before WrestleMania 19 in 2003. That was when they did the Rock-Steve Austin match. I think Rock may have made the pitch for Sting to come in as an opponent for him, which maybe it would have been Sting instead of Goldberg. I don't recall that specifically, but I do remember them I do remember them being in discussions with Sting. There were talks between them. They came kind of close on a deal. Something happened. It didn't work out. But there was talk that he might make an appearance at WrestleMania, right? And that was over a decade ago. So the idea that Sting would make a debut cameo at WrestleMania, you don't need to promote him in advance. People aren't going to buy or sell WrestleMania based on Sting unless he's in a match. If he's not in a match, then it's not a big deal. You can debut him there, and it would make for a cool moment, I think, at the end of the Undertaker match.